Y'all, tonight's episode was really spicy. I definitely enjoyed it. It was like nonstop action. Okay, so I would say this episode was split up into about three parts going on. So the biggest one was Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil. You know, she's a painter. She felt unappreciated about her talent, her art. And Mr. Michael Ealy, I think his name is start with an R on the show. But anyway, you know, he's been snaking his way around and everything. So she was at this event with Michael Ealy. I'm just gonna call him by his real name. So Uncle Phil shows up. Jeffrey probably showed him where they were. I think Jeffrey be so on top of stuff. He probably was like, "Yo, this is where the location is saying she is." So they ended up having a long talk, and he was basically saying, you know, when you were doing your art, you were so overworked. You know, I just felt like you needed to, you know, just let it go for a time being. Like, in my personal opinion, before they had that conversation and she kind of went off on him about her art, I felt like, I don't know, it's like, I don't understand why she was like mad at him, because it was her choice to put that aside because she wanted to be more attentive to her children and being a wife and everything. I mean, it's hard to juggle those roles. To be a wife is a full-time job. To be a mother, to have a job on top of that, that is not easy at all. So I felt like she should have gave Uncle Phil like a little more, like, I don't know, just calm it down. But after he explained to her how it was on his end, then I think everything kind of evened out. And I saw on Twitter a lot of people were saying that, you know, the communication that they have with each other, they're not yelling at each other, they're not cussing and acting all crazy. That's a great example to see on TV, definitely. Now, the only thing that got me is she told Uncle Phil he can go home. This was later on, like after a few hours he'd been at the event. And then she met back up with Michael Ealy, and I'm just like, please do not let I'm sorry, I'm so traumatized, I'm stuttering. Please don't let Aunt Viv have an affair with anybody. I don't care if it's Michael Ealy, whoever they throw in there, Idris Elba. I just can't see her character doing that. Please don't let her do that. Let her be true blue to Uncle Phil and her family. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for the remainder of the season and the seasons to come if they decide to make more. All right. So we still got this Will and Lisa saga, and this is funny because they, you know, on Fresh Prince of BelAir, the episode when him and Lisa were like supposed to be getting married, and she told him her real name was Beulah. So they put that in this episode about the Beulah thing. It was funny because it made me think about that episode where Lisa was like, I just didn't want to go through the rest of my life people talking about some, hey Beulah, you know. It was for those of us that, I'm pretty sure anybody watching BelAir, I'm pretty sure has watched Fresh Prince of BelAir that remember that episode. So yeah, they threw that in there. Again, we cover Carlton and his being a sellout. On this episode, it's like when there's racist stuff happening, microaggressions and things, he seems to bury it. And something happened on I think that game they play is lacrosse, where the white dude said something like, well, this is one of the sports they won't take from us, because Carlton hadn't been playing well because, you know, stuff going on. So Carlton ended up breaking his wrist. I don't know if he's gonna like get expelled for that or what. So anyway, Will threw this party to help Carlton feel better, right? Because Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv were somewhere, and I think Hillary was there, and I don't know where Ashley wasn't on this episode, but maybe she was in her room or something the whole time. But anyway, this other guy invites Connor, the little racist dude with the broke wrist there. I don't understand why he did that. He was like, well, telling Carlton, well, I think you guys should just hash it out and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude. And how you going to invite somebody to somebody else's house? People do that in real life. Damn, that's embarrassing. Tape flying up by the camera. But I'm gonna come back to the show, but quit doing that. If you going over somebody's house, don't invite somebody else over there, and ask the host first. They might not want so and so over there, but anyway. Cutting back to Will and Lisa, they ended up doing a thing, and Carlton saw them come down the stairs because Connor's little HOEASS done called the police because he was mad at Carlton. And you know, her daddy's a police officer, so she called her dad and got him on the phone and cleared that up straight away. But Carlton saw Will and Lisa come down the stairs, you know, disheveled with that walk of shame look that you have after you get some, especially when you're not supposed to be getting it. That's how the episode ended, so it's gonna be real juicy next week. Now, they had both Jeffrey and Jazz. Jazz is so fine. We all agree. I already said it. I know. I'll probably say it every episode he's on, but that man know he fine. I don't care if he's short. See, you know, a lot of women, oh, they gotta be 6'2". I'll take a 5'6" dude anyway, any day. If he cute like him, yeah. So Hillary, I still don't understand why she did this, but the last episode she dressed up in some lingerie and shot a video, but she didn't post it. Well, the guy that's in charge of the little house that she's in, the influencer house, he posted it without her permission. She was on to him about it, but then he was like, well, so-and-so's talking about it, blah, blah, blah. So Jazz felt kind of like, okay, you brought me here to be your support system to talk to this dude about him just, you know, posting your stuff without your, because he, not only did he post it, but he edited it to look like even more sexual than what she did. And I don't know. We'll see how that goes, man, because the Hillary character, she's pretty cool. You know what I mean? They gave her a career and everything and such like that. So, but yeah, I really want to see, because it looks like something's going to happen with Michael Ealy character. I don't know. Carlton was on his way to being halfway cool with Will, but after he see that he done bagged Lisa, literally and figuratively, I don't know. He gonna be back on his devil stuff next week. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, as always, y'all, peace and blessings. Like, share, subscribe, all of that. Comment too. I like talking to y'all. Let's talk about this episode, all right? As always, y'all have a good one. Peace.